Goal setting is good. Let's just get that on the table first. I did write the book on it after all. Yes, of course, identifying your desired destination orients your mind and eyes on the horizon in the right direction. Your body and behavior then will follow in that direction. And your ears will always be attuned to listening for the ideas, the inspiration, and the guidance that is aligned with your intended target. But sometimes your goals aren't clear enough or motivating enough. They don't move you enough to do the work needed to progress towards your goals. That is when you can bring in anti-goals. So, what are anti-goals? As you might have guessed by the name, it is identifying the enemies of your goals. This is a trick that I learned from Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's business partner. Charlie is long revered for what he calls thinking in reverse. The idea is problems are often best solved when they are reversed. It's often easier to think about what you don't want than what you do. Charlie is famous for saying, "Tell me where I'm gonna die, so I never go there." In his own words, he says, quote, "Problems frequently get easier if you turn them around in reverse." In other words, if you want to help India, the question you should ask is not, how can I help India? It's, what is doing the worst damage in India? And how can we help them avoid it? You see? He goes on to say, a lot of success in life and in business comes from knowing what you want to avoid. Early death, a bad marriage, etc. I'll give you an example of how to use this, okay? Andrew Wilkinson, the founder of Tiny Capital, used this approach to design his perfect day. So instead of thinking through what he wanted for the perfect day, what it should look like, he thought about what the worst day imaginable would be and how to avoid it. He inverted his goal and came up with his anti-goals. Here's why this works so well and why it can be helpful to you too. You may not know exactly what a perfect day looks like for you, but by pinpointing what you don't want, you can devise a list of boundaries and personal no-nos when planning your future. So here's the list Andrew came up with for his worst day. A packed calendar, full of long meetings, dealing with people that he didn't like or trust, owing people things, not being in control, being tied to obligations, having to be at the office, travel, feeling tired. Then working backwards on each of those don't wants, he made his set of anti-goals. Never schedule an in-person meeting when it can be otherwise accomplished via email or phone, or not at all. No more than 2 hours of scheduled time per day. No business or obligations with people we don't like. Even just a slightly bad vibe is a hard no. Never give up voting control of our business. No favors from people who would need something from us. Ensure the rule of reciprocity doesn't kick in. Work from anywhere and go as we please with nobody to bother us. Video conference or pay for people to come visit us so travel is eliminated. Never schedule morning meetings so we can sleep in when needed. Problems solved. And now he knew exactly how to solve for his real goal, loving his work life. Of course, you will still need to have the oddly unavoidable crappy day, but those simple anti-goals will make your life immeasurably better. Try it sometime. It's insanely simple and strangely powerful. As Charlie Munger says, it is remarkable how much long-term advantage we have gotten by trying to be consistently not stupid, instead of trying to be very intelligent. Whatever area of your life that you are unhappy with, you can apply this strategy. Use that frustration as anti-goal fuel. Start with just one area first. This could be work, it could be romance, health, finances, or any other area that needs a boost. Then imagine where you want to end up. And yes, that means setting a traditional goal before creating your anti-goals. Once you come up with a goal, then turn it on its head and imagine what conditions or roadblocks would prevent you from achieving it. Those are your anti-goals. Pick one area of your life where you like to take Charlie's advice. Problems frequently get easier if you turn them around in reverse. And a lot of success in life and business comes from knowing what you want to avoid. So tell us, which area of your life will you make some anti-goals? Tell us that in the comments below. Happy Friday, everyone. Juliana, with her golden locks, is playing with her two brunette friends, Ava and Rose. Chris calls them in for dinner, but instead they decide to hide in giant gunny sacks in the barn. Chris indulges them and comes out to look for them. Chris searches the barn, and to check each sack, he kicks it as he walks past. Chris kicks Ava's sack and hears meow. Chris kicks Rose's sack and hears woof woof. Then Chris kicks Juliana's sack and Juliana shouts, potatoes! Speaking of Chris says to his daughter Macy, I hope you're not planning on being alone at your boyfriend's house. Macy replied, don't be silly, Dad. He'll be there. Speaking of Macy, in a beat-up car, rolls up to a big ranch house in Amarillo, Texas. The rancher Madison is standing on the front porch. Macy asks Madison, sir, sweeping with her hand, is all this land yours? Madison replies, darling, you see all that out yonder? I can get in my car and drive all day and still not get to the end of my property. Macy replied, sir, I know exactly what you mean. I got a car just like that. Speaking of Madison's wife walks into her bathroom to see Madison sucking in his stomach. You know that won't help you lose weight, she says. I know that, says Madison, but it will help me see the numbers. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. See you on the flip side.